Today I'm here to give you a taste of magic and miracles. And what is this experience, you might be wondering? Well, do not fret. I have Katherine, Jean, and Marlous here at the beginning of our time together to share a bit of their experience of magic and miracles. What is it? How did they feel? What was so unique about it? We chat through all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Devoted Way podcast, all about magic and miracles from me, Sora Schilling. It's time to hone in on your intuition, become masterful at energy work, and live life based on your design, your unique blueprint encoded with stardust from the ethereal realm and from those that have come before you. You know what to do and how to be, so trust in yourself. This podcast series is part of a 13-day challenge called Stellar Transformational Act of Reverence, otherwise known as STAR, hosted inside of our Devoted Discord. In each episode, I will randomly announce a keyword that you can use to earn points and win amazing prizes during the challenge. Stay tuned until the end of the episode for more information. Hello and welcome, everyone. Okay, so today we are going to have a little bit of an experience, but before we have the experience, I'd love to share what Magic and Miracles looks like and feels like by having some who've already attended the experience. And so I'm wondering if, first and foremost, one of you all, we have Katherine, Marlous, and Jean, share a little bit about what in the world is Magic and Miracles? What is it?
Oh, Magic and Miracles is fabulous. It was like, I loved coming together and doing a co-working experience. It was really neat. But I also loved how even in that co-working, you really invited us into play. And so it wasn't just about come and like get things done in this really logical way. You were already inviting us into how can we look at this differently, which I feel like is the experience of Magic and Miracles. So that was really neat. And then the rest of rejuvenation, I've never experienced anything like it. Like it was absolutely miraculous. And I'm so grateful for the recordings because then we can go back and tap into them. So it was such an incredible experience.
Ooh, I love it. I love the fact that the play and co-working is a slight different spin on co-working that we typically may know it to be. And so that's always fun. And then the rest and rejuvenation bit, and that part I love because I do love witnessing people have this urge of energy to like put into their service, into their passion. But the part of me that gets really delighted is the rest and rejuvenation because it enters into my priestess. My medicine is being a ceremonialist. That is my core. If I could every day sit and hold ceremony for people, that would be like all-time heaven for me. And so I'm wondering if one of you can speak a little bit to what the rest and rejuvenation session felt like. Marlous.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If you do it every day, please give me a call, Sora, because I'll be there. I will seriously be there. I truly voice what Katherine said. You know, it's of another level. I have also never experienced anything like it. And for me, it was like the rejuvenation or kind of it just felt so luxurious, like a retreat, in that. And I was literally in my bedroom, when you were guiding us through Zoom. But I felt like I had traveled the world through that session, yet coming out feeling so rested and rejuvenated, like I connected to fully back into my body. I came out feeling so clear, like I could see the world with 50 more shades of color. And I I was like, wow, this is really incredibly potent and magic. I'm gonna play that recording. And also I can't wait for the next one, because I feel like it's something that we all need, especially in this day, where there are so many things happening. And, I think rest and rejuvenation can get a bad rep, like as if it was the, you know, like you said, the second priority, or it will come when it comes. But having that session with you, I felt like a new person. And something about the how to say, like for me, that sort of world travel was connecting to so many things inside me that allowed me to come out with so much clarity for whatever the next thing was that I was going to be doing that day. Yeah.
I love it, because inside of the rest and rejuvenation in ceremony space, you went on a journey. So you were in between worlds and you went on a journey while still being in your body, right? And that is that medicine space of a place for deep relaxation and revelations to occur. So thank you for that share. Yeah.
It's Jane here, and I'd love to add to that our definition, I think what we've been conditioned to learn about rest is simply to sleep. And anything else, like sitting on a couch quietly or not having any stimulation, does get a bit of a bad rap. And in the rest and rejuvenation part, it's not about sleep. It was really about consciously, mindfully being in a restful state and not falling asleep. We can fall asleep, that's allowed, but the intention is not to fall asleep, but to be quite aware of how we allow things to dissolve, our everyday to dissolve, to give us space and spaciousness to allow other magic to surface and emerge and to show us the way, like Marlous went on a tour on a magic carpet around the world. So it's incredibly powerful, and something in our current society, that something that we just don't cultivate or remember to drop into. So highly recommend it. It's so nice that it's combined with the play, the co-working. I call it co-playing, to be honest. Space, because the two really go beautifully hand in hand. So thank you, Sora.
Oh, I love that definition. And yes, to co-play. One of the things that I think is so joyous about it is we get to co-play, as you would say, Jean, and ride that wave of our energy of inspiration and get creative, no matter what it is we're doing. Some people will be doing some very tangible, logical things, and others may not, but we can still ride the wave of creativity. And then we get to rest in and open the liminal space and let that creativity ride us. Right. And so everything that we're putting out there from a physical standpoint, we're now allowing the magic to brew so that it becomes really potent for whenever it's supposed to be revealed out there in the world. And I love that. Yeah, Marlous.
Yeah. So I really want to add to that. I think before the session started, I've done meditation before and mindfulness and all of those things. And I think one can think that, it's probably similar to that. We're doing an hour of meditation and it's the finding the Zen and being silent. But what I really loved about the rest and rejuvenation part was the way you guided us through that. It was just fully be there, surrender yourself into this meditation. And the beauty, and Jane, you kind of touched on it. We're actually wide awake, and I remember feeling like, going onto that trip around the world, but every single word you said, I heard. And in meditation, sometimes you fall asleep, or, you kind of lose that connection, or you're thinking your way through it too hard, and then you lose the meditative state. But this was in a constant meditative state. And I loved that you created the space for us to lean on the magic, the creativity, and whatever or how that may show up in, for you, because I'm sure, I went around the world and saw all 4 seasons and everything. But everyone, had a different experience in their own creative, immerse of whatever that was. And I really loved that. That was incredible.
I love that very clear distinction too, right? Because it isn't a typical meditation or a mindfulness practice. And so I'm not asking you to follow your thoughts and then come back to your breath. Like, that isn't what I'm asking. I'm actually asking you to follow wherever your energy goes. I'm asking you to be led by that way and to see what happens. And each time it'll be different. Sometimes it'll be physical. Other times it'll be thoughts and mental. Other times it'll be imaginative. Other times it'll be cosmic. Sometimes it'll be deep down into the ground of the mother. And so it's always going to be a little different, and there's no right or wrong. And that part always for me is so thrilling. Keyword, great mother. Great mother.
I wanted to touch really quickly on what Marlous said, because I remember her and I jumping on a call directly after, and we had completely different experiences. And I found that to be so beautiful, because for me, it was actually this space of both in the creativity, but specifically in the rest and rejuvenation of actual like in air quotes, nothing happened. And I think it was the most beautiful and expansive experience that there was no agenda. My mind didn't even wander, which kind of like what Marlous was saying, that was very surprising to me. I was so present, and yet there was nothing happening like in my brain or my mind, which is rare for me. And it was just so serene, and it was like a blanket of just beautiful space to just be present. It was so lovely. And I was just so grateful for that. And it was almost even more exciting afterwards talking to Marlous and seeing how we had such different experiences and how it had nourished both of us in such beautiful ways. And so I felt like that was a really neat thing there is no expectation and there's no agenda, Sora, that you hold, or even as we all begin to share our magic and miracle stories in our community, that we begin to notice there's no expectation in any of us either, that it must be a particular way. The magic is found anywhere. And I found that to be a very beautiful and permission-giving space that it was an agenda-free 2 hours. And where do we find that? Like, that's not anywhere. And so I felt like that was a really neat aspect to speak to. Yes, it will be different. And then to know next time could be different for all of us, which again, like Marlous said, I cannot wait for the next one.
I love that about Journey Space, right? And what I love about this community is that rather than comparing, you celebrate, that you trust that what you received was exactly what you needed in your medicine, to help support you that day. And so that restful blanket that was on you, oh my gosh, like, yes, like who doesn't want to feel that? Right. And your body would probably been like, no, I don't want to go around the world. Like, I want to take a moment and be in this restful space with this incredible blanket. Right. And I think to me, that is, again, the beauty of ceremonial journey space for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Aw. All right, my loves. Well, thank you so much for sharing. It was so good to hear your reflections, and to trust that things happen the way they should, including on that call, which was I had technical difficulties and I couldn't actually get back in, which was fascinating because my ego wanted to hear all of the things and the experiences. And the Great Mother was like, no, you did your service. Now you back away. Like you did what you needed to as a priestess and a ceremonialist. And now it's time for them to do their thing. And now for you to close it. And I thought, wow, what a great teaching. And so I appreciate even today being able to hear you and your reflections and what you thought about magic and miracles. And I do hope that other people join us every month for this, because I do think it's quite special. I love it.
Absolutely.
Please
I
sign
can't
up.
wait to
So amazing. Everyone should do it every month.
Right. Yeah. I think like if you're, typically a yoga class is about 14 to 24 US dollars, and this is $20 for a month for 2 hours, and then a community. I think it's a nice investment for your self-care practice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, and knowing you have the recording, so I remember you saying, oh, if you end up not having a lot of energy and you need to get something done, pop this on because you can tap back in, or, you need some rest, but we can't get out of that mentality that we shouldn't be resting, right? Like what Jean was saying. And so, yes, I think it's a beautiful investment.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you for that affirmation. All right, my loves. Well, enjoy. And the rest of you who have been listening, your challenge is to continue and listen to or not even listen, fully experience a short portion of rest and rejuvenation. All right, get ready. Thanks, everyone. It is a blessing to serve you. My deepest desire is to bring nourishment to your soul, activate and enliven your inner landscape, and find inspiration through the sacred stories of others, so we remember we are collectively woven. If you're currently playing with us in our devoted Discord, remember to submit the keyword and complete the other moves to earn points and win amazing prizes. If you're not playing yet, visit devotedway.com/star, STAR, to sign up. If you would like to listen to more Devoted Way podcast episodes, watch Devoted TV, or read about mysticism, spiritual devotion, magic and intuition, or creating a prosperous new world, I invite you to enter our virtual temple home at devotedway.com. As I continue to serve, may I humbly ask for a sacred exchange. I would so appreciate it if you would write a love note, otherwise known as a review. Share the episode with your friends and community members, and engage with me on Instagram. Stay sacred and discover your path and join the Devoted Way. May magic and miracles occur in your life every day as you co-create a prosperous new world with the Great Mother. Until next time, this is Sora Schilling.